Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back. We are back in the film room today looking at this Packers tape as we look at two playoff teams right now, the Chiefs and the Packers, both winning in the wild card round on to the divisional round. As the Chiefs, of course, this weekend will take on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. The Packers will travel to San Francisco to take on the 49ers as they'll take on the number one seed, as the Chiefs, as the 3 seed, will take on the 2 seed at Buffalo. So I thought, as I've been kind of working on this, I thought it was perfect timing as well to get this film review out, as we'll look at the Buffalo tape as well. Coming up, I'm planning on hopefully pushing that out before the game on Sunday. It's going to be a very good game, as we've seen some great games between the Chiefs and Bills, of course, over the course of the last few years in the playoffs especially. Obviously, you have that game from a couple of years ago that was absolutely insane. Chiefs coming back, 13 seconds left in the game, down by 3, driving down the field on 2 plays, getting the field goal, and then driving right down the field in overtime and getting the win. A huge game, a crazy game, maybe the craziest game I've ever attended. But nonetheless, let's get straight into the tape, as we're going to start with the Chiefs on offense. Already down 7-0 at this point in this game. Just a quick little screen, getting out to Rashee Rice. Quick, easy first down. Just get the ball to your playmakers and let them make a play. I think the Chiefs have done a really good job of that. Quick jet motion across for Rashee Rice and getting him out in space. Got the play developing towards the left side, Rashee Rice, or towards the right side, Rashee Rice going to the left. Quick screen. Great play. Here's a big one to MVS. Mahomes just kind of working his way around, doing what Mahomes does, really, and moving around, getting around the pressure to find an open MVS right over the middle of the field as MVS makes a nice catch. As obviously we've seen very little of him here towards the end of the season, but a nice catch there on the opening drive against the Packers. This one as well, just right back to the opening drive, just a quick Pacheco handoff, finding the middle of the field and making a move. Pacheco does a great job on this play, just working his way through the defense, being patient, letting the blocks open up. And right here, just kind of a counter as Mahomes kind of starts to move a little bit. But I think to his left as he turns around to the right. A little bit of a hesitation, you know. I think that's Noah Gray, the motion man. Just motions out. A little bit of a hesitation. Or towards his right, then hands off to the left side as the play starts to develop to the left side. Just quick little counter. And everybody doing their job right here up front. Does a great job. Makes the perfect lane right here for Pacheco to work his way through. Already got guys on the second level. And I think that was Kelsey. That was Kelsey that got to the second level. And does a great job. Everybody wants to talk about how Kelsey doesn't block, and that's why Kittle's a better tight end. I think that's Kelsey, actually. That's the man in motion there. Yeah, Kelsey comes in motion, works his way up, and he's just going to take number 7 head on right here. Everybody behind him opens up this big hole for Pacheco to get through. Again, Pacheco just being patient. Doesn't try to force his way through this gap right here. Waits for it to open up a little bit further out past the guard. And Kelsey gets up into the next level, makes that block, and it really makes this play happen for Travis Kelce. So, again, Travis Kelce with the block, making the play happen. We're gonna watch this one more time. Kelsey coming in motion across. Sets the edge for a moment. Gives this play time. And let's see, I think that's going to be Trey Smith that's pulling. So, essentially, Kelsey just sets the edge right here. Gives Trey Smith enough time to work his way across as he's pulling on this counter play. That way, Trey Smith can kind of take over the edge. Kelsey is able to move up into the second level, get the block down. Pacheco just makes an easy cut, and it's wide open space now for Pacheco to make a big play happen. All the way down inside the 10 right there. This one coming up now here in the second quarter of play, and right here, just beautiful play design to get Kelsey open. Kelsey wide open over the middle of the field. You just get a quick jet motion over for Sky Moore. A little bit of a play action. Mahomes looks back, Great job by the offensive line. You got, I'm not sure who that is that stayed in. I think that might be McKinnon that stayed in to chip for a moment. You got one guy taking the top of the field, and really everybody. You've got 3 Packers right here over the middle that are all going to take this deep route of Justin Watson. One guy here on the left side on one-on-one coverage. Your linebacker's taking the flat route, and that just leaves Kelce with absolutely no one around him. Mahomes sees it already developing. Looks like this DB is going to take this flat route over here, so nothing over here either. And, again, Mahomes already throwing this pass wide open. You got one safety, essentially, to beat him as 3 guys are tracking Justin Watson over there. Really just kind of break down with the defense right there is easily, could have had Kelce covered over the middle of the field. Just seems like nobody really watched for Kelce. Oh, that was Rashee Rice that stayed in for a moment and popped out on that chip. So, big play for the Chiefs offense. We get to the defense for the first time in this film review, and a big-time pressure right here from the defense. And I know this game, so Drew Tranquill had went down at this point in the game already. Nick Bolton was not playing, so you've got Cochran in here in the middle. And kind of doing a lot of different stuff. We haven't seen Josh Williams a whole lot. Josh Williams is over here on the left side. Karlaftis, Jones, Karlaftis on the edge, Jones and Dana in the middle, and Omenihu over here on the other side. And Jones just absolutely, just wrecks his man. And you got one-on-one over here, the running back already moving out to the right side. And, he just takes him and throws him to the side. That guard had no chance. Jordan Love just quickly getting the ball away, but one more time we're going to go and look at that, because just Chris Jones right here in the middle makes it look too easy. Just out of my way. Immediate pressure. You got pressure coming on the edge as well with Omenihu. Great play by the defense. And it does help when you have Chris Jones in the middle the way he plays. Right here, Willie Gay makes a great play. Willie Gay just stays at home, waits for the run to come to him, shoots this gap, and then just kind of hovers around in it. So there's really no chance to go further outside. And you're going to have to meet Willie. You're going to have to try to make him miss. He does. He tries to go back inside, and Willie makes a move and takes the ball carrier down. Willie Gay's has had a great year. Back to the offense on this one. This one sets up with a nice little setup right here with Tony coming in motion to set this up. Let's see how far back we can go. Yeah, Tony's going to start in the backfield with Pacheco. And honestly, I think Tony's done his best work in the backfield. We haven't seen him much here towards the end of the season and in the postseason. So they kind of get that fake off to Tony right there. You got really the whole play developing from the left side of the field. As Pacheco's kind of coming in, watching what's going on, he's going to stay in to block the whole time, I think. You got one man deep. You got Tony with a possible somewhat of a screen over here, and then right in the middle of the field, you just got Travis Kelce. Essentially, this play just sets up Travis Kelce right over the middle of the field. Same thing like we saw a little bit earlier, where the route over the top kind of takes enough coverage deep to where Kelce can just kind of find that middle zone. You got a lot of speed here towards the line of scrimmage. And, again, right here you got 3 linemen over here to the left side to protect for Tony, so somewhat a resemblance of a screen. And that's keeping this linebacker right here. I think that's Smith that's going to keep an eye on Tony the whole time. 7 staying here in the middle of the field. Kind of got to worry about either Pacheco or Noah Gray over here on the right side kind of leaking out after they chip. Get in with the help on the blocking assignment. I don't think this was designed for them to do that at all. Possibly Pacheco just because he didn't really have an assignment. He's just kind of helping out. But nobody really takes Kelce over the middle of the field and just opens it up for Travis Kelce. Same thing like earlier, just a quick little screen to Rashee Rice, and Rashee Rice makes it happen. Again, just get the ball to your playmakers and let them make a play. We kind of saw that in the Raiders game where they really just tried to start, force feeding the ball to Rashee Rice, and we've seen that in the postseason now as well. And Rashee Rice is, I think, solidified himself as wide receiver one here towards the end of the season for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's just had absolute amazing end of the season. Justin Watson with a great block right there, able to get Rashee Rice to the next level, first down, and goal to go at that point. This one I think is that same drive as just earlier in the drive. Mahomes makes a great play, gets around the pressure, and finds Kelce right over the middle of the field again. Let's go back to it. Watch this play develop a little bit. As they get off the line of scrimmage, you got 3 guys going out for a route. Everybody else kind of staying in to help out. Edwards-Helaire is going to kind of creep out now here in the flat. You're going to have to get that linebacker to respect that. You got another flat route on the other side. Justin Watson kind of going on a corner route over here to the left side. Kind of resemblance of that same play where Mahomes got sacked on by Max Crosby and had Justin Watson open on this part of the field and didn't end up making the throw just because earlier in the game, same thing, where he was in that part of the field, wasn't able to make the catch. Mahomes is just going to kind of wait for this play to develop at this point, and he doesn't have enough time. Same thing happens where Mahomes is kind of getting pressured. Again, Max Crosby, one of the best pass rushers in the league, able to get to him. So right now, you got 3 guys hovering over Kelce. Obviously, he's already been killing him in the middle of the field. You've got 1 guy deep to the left, 1 guy deep to the right. Rashee Rice is out here in this flat, and this is what's going to help out right here. I don't know, no one even pays attention to it. Well, could have, and he could have went there, I think. I think that would have been a very viable effort. Really, the threat of the scramble is what's going to help this out to get Kelce open over the middle of the field, because already see both of these guys more worried and concerned about Mahomes at this point than they are about Kelce, and Kelce doesn't have anyone that's 10 yards down the field behind him. But right here, Rashee Rice, he did have Rashee Rice open. He makes a better play and a bigger play happen right there. But to have Rice right there with nobody within 10 yards of him again, get the ball to your playmakers and let them make plays. Big play by Patrick Mahomes, though, right here, making this play happen to Travis Kelce. Rice just kind of comes in an inward motion back to the outside, stays in, chips. Mahomes just doing what Mahomes does again. All year you've been able to see this. They've still been able to make these kind of plays happen. And, with that game last weekend against, why do I forget? The Dolphins. But with the Dolphins, you saw it. You were able to see, as long as they stay on schedule and the play calling, I think, is, better. And they're sticking to the run, which they did. I think it was 24 handoffs to Isaiah Pacheco on Saturday night, last Saturday night in the wildcard game. As long as these guys stay on schedule and they keep, working to move the ball down the field and don't get into too many second and third and longs, I think this team has a really good opportunity with this offense and the way Patrick Mahomes plays the game of football to still be very successful. And right here, you're just going to need another quick kind of dump off. And this is Richie James right here. And I really want to see more of Richie James. We kind of saw it on Saturday night. But I think Richie James really has a big time upside. And this is just a quick little flat route. He gets out, and Richie James makes a play happen. Gets a first down. And really, that's what you need. Again, that same concept. Get the ball to your playmakers and let them make a play. Just a quick turnaround kind of into the flat. Richie turns to his right. MVS going deep. Defense isn't able to react quick enough as you've got DB kind of passing off MVS here. But this happens so quick, this DB's not able to get back down on the route to Richie James. That's going to be his assignment. This DB over here is also kind of reacting to that because at that point MVS is going to take on the safety coverage deep down the field as the Packers are running 2 high safeties in this on this play. But Richie does a great job of just kind of making more out of the play than even what he got in the beginning on that little out route. We'll see it one more time before we move on to the next play. But great job just fighting for extra yardage right here. Down on the goal line now, just a quick touchdown pass left side. That's Noah Gray. And this thing just develops super quick. Noah Gray just going out on a quick flat route over here to the left, kind of just stops and turns around and finds a perfect little space in the defense to catch a touchdown pass. Kind of watch this from the top one more time. Looks like it kind of cut out the very beginning of this. But Sky Moore just kind of going shallow right here by the goal line. Just kind of going to take the middle of the field where I'm going at with that. Kelsey kind of takes a little bit deeper. You've got a quick flat route out here with CEH and then one-on-one over on the left side. Mahomes, or the right side, Mahomes not even looking that way. Looking for this play to develop and find some type of little opening, which he does. The quick turnaround with both of these guys kind of more concerned with the flat route. I think the DB probably thinks this linebacker is going to stick with Noah Gray, even though, the linebacker can't see what Gray is doing. So by the time that he's thrown this ball, you see the linebacker turn around looking like, I'm not getting back to that. DB's not getting back to it either. So easy money there for Patrick Mahomes. Watch it from this angle one more time as well. Kelsey kind of just out to the outside in a receiver position. Noah Gray, more traditional tight end stance, just quick turnaround. And Mahomes was ready for it. This one, a big deep ball to MVS that just cannot come up with. And that's been the issue. It's been the issue all year. MVS has had such a tough time, and obviously we've seen less and less of MVS all year because of this. And I do like that the Chiefs did kind of try to stick by, some of these receivers' side and try to be able to get them to step up and make these plays, and it just never materialized. And with what you're getting out of Rashee Rice, I think they're doing exactly what's right. Pound the rock as much as you can with Isaiah Pacheco. He's on another level right now, and keep it, stay on schedule. Keep doing what you're doing, and get Rashee Rice. Scheme him open, and obviously with him being a rookie and the way that everything's been moving, teams haven't been paying as much attention to Rashee Rice, and we'll see what the Bills do with him next week. I think will be very interesting, just because that's part of why, Rashee Rice has been able to do the things he's done. A quick double move going out to the left side, and that's kind of what opens us up for MVS to just go deep. He's going to take the one guy going deep down the field. You got a single high safety up top that really doesn't have anything to do. He's kind of sticking towards the middle of the field right here and starts to see this MVS play develop. But, MVS has more than enough space to make this play happen. He just drops the ball. Could have been an easy 20-plus yard gainer right there. Even if he catches and falls immediately, or gets tackled immediately, Mahomes drops that thing right in. Maybe a little bit of an overthrow. But Mahomes is also, just to go back to that, because that's actually a really good view of that. Just to kind of see where that ball's tracking, MVS turns around to try to make, really the turnaround is what kills this play, because he starts to turn around. Instead of adjusting to move up towards the left, to his left, instead MVS kind of just turns around in an awkward way to try to catch that ball, and absolutely just kind of blows the play that way. Because really, that wasn't a bad ball that he threw. I don't think Mahomes did not throw a bad ball right there. That was more of a, MVS not being able to track the ball. And that's one thing that, just kind of go to the podcast the other day, talked about, of seeing the way that these Chiefs receivers track the ball versus Tyreek Hill and the one touchdown play that he had, the way he tracked down the ball in the air. And one thing that made the Chiefs so successful when Hill was in Kansas City was, he's going to track the ball down anywhere on the field. And these guys right now with the Chiefs just absolutely cannot do that. Like, they are not competent at all tracking the football down. Mecole Hardman looked just horribly bad Saturday night. There was a point where I just thought, what are we even throwing the ball to him for? What is the point? And it reminds me of, I think I already said that, but it reminds me of The Hammer from, I can't think of the name of the movie, but the Martin Lawrence movie, where Martin Lawrence is the kids basketball coach, and they bring in this, goofy, tall, uncoordinated kid, but nobody knows it. Nobody knows he's uncoordinated and can't play ball, so they just bring him in to look good until somebody finally crosses him over and they realize, oh, hey, this kid, he looks scary, he looks bad, but he really ain't got it. So, and that's really kind of what the Chiefs receiving core is this year. I mean, they look like they can do it, but they're just not put together like that. And here's kind of another one of those plays. It's just bad route running. There's been a lot of that. And Sky Moore right here absolutely blows this play. And this was one of the plays that kind of ended the game, essentially. Just seeing Mahomes, he throws this ball, and really it's a decent ball, but the fact that right here, it's just that quick little move where Sky Moore kind of takes a peek and kind of stops running his route, essentially. And there's no chance. And at that point, Sky Moore's the DB. Sky Moore turns into the DB trying to track this down, rather than the DB, playing the receiver. I went way too far there. Just kind of see where this play starts. You got two receivers up top, one out here to the left side. Got your running back as well. And so Sky Moore's going to come from the inside. They kind of just cross essentially right there. And somewhat of a pick play essentially, or, try to get that rub. Your outside corner is going to take this with Sky Moore. And again, I mean, he could have made a play on that. Probably more than likely going to be an incompletion. But that's not an interception if Sky Moore runs that route better. That's absolutely not an interception if Sky Moore runs that route better. And honestly, maybe even a pass interference, depending on when the contact comes in or anything like that. Just, you have to give your quarterback a better route than what he ran right there. Terrible route by Sky Moore. Right here, Mahomes is going to kind of make it happen on his own. This was a big play in the game and ended up being a 15-yard penalty for roughing the passer. Not roughing the passer, excuse me. Unsportsmanlike conduct. And this was really close. I think this is just like a bang-bang play that it's probably not. And I talked about this, when during the podcast that week or whatever. But obviously right here, very close. He's not out of bounds yet, though. Probably shouldn't get the call here, but again, it's about protecting your quarterbacks. And at the end of the day, with all the injuries we've seen with quarterbacks in the league this year, I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of indifferent on this call, whether you should call it or not, as long as we're consistent with it. And I think that's the big thing that I've really, picked up on all season this year, of the consistency. The only thing that's consistent about NFL officiating right now is inconsistency. So I think that's really the biggest factor right here. This is the big play, of course, the big defensive pass interference, very clearly defensive pass interference. And again, it goes back to that consistency. Very clearly. Gets there very early. Very obvious DPI that is not called. I think this angle kind of give us a better look at it. It is what it is. I mean, I think the Chiefs, they shot themselves in the foot enough in this game that they probably weren't going to win this game. But, I mean, that ball is here, way up in the air, and you've already got the DB's arm wrapped around MVS's neck, basically. And, I mean, still, the ball has not made it there, and we are both going to the ground. I mean, there's really not much of an easier call this guy can make than to throw that flag right there. I mean, pretty elementary, right? So, other than that, getting into that film, I'm gonna work on getting the Buffalo film up as well. This one obviously a loss for the Chiefs. It was a tough game, and to see where the Chiefs have come from a game like this, and looking at this film, where there's definitely a lot of positives, and that's one thing that going through this film all year. I feel like there's been the bright moments, right? There's been the bright moments, the moments where you see the flashes of brilliance that could happen and could be had. I think there's a bit of a lack of accountability. We're in the postseason now, so it's go time. So it doesn't matter. Every game is your last game, right? And so I think the Chiefs did a great job Saturday night. And getting prepared for this Buffalo game for Sunday night, it is going to be very interesting. I'm very intrigued to see how this Buffalo game goes because, not only is this a very beatable Buffalo team, I don't think that this Buffalo team is that scary at the end of the day. They turn the ball over a lot. And, against the Chiefs defense, they could not move the ball very well. Again, like I said, I'm going to be working on that film to get that out before the game starts. If you followed along with me this whole time, please like and subscribe here on the YouTube channel. And we will have more film coming your way. So we will see you next time.